Yeah, what up? IG. It's your boy Fallen Angel. Know what I'm saying? Tired as fuck, slept like 1 hour. Sitting here trying to get some work done on the computer, but people keep on fucking asking me my thoughts on what's going on in America. I don't know if people are fascinated by the fact I'm a nihilist and a cynic and everything else. Wonder what my thoughts are, but people wanted me to drop a Robinson wisdom on it. So, I don't know. It's bullshit to me. Let me tell you that I'm from a Creole family on one side, Haitians on the other, as well as Filipinos being in my family. A lot of people haven't experienced racism before. I've been dealing with it since I was a kid. Nigger, I've been called, people focused on America, I've been called a nigger in every country I've been to. It ain't new. I personally done dealt with KKK before in my life. A lot of people haven't. They see it in movies and shit. I've dealt with it personally growing up, in the South, you know. And I don't know. What's going on is a strange thing. I feel like people are very, very surface dweller. Like they don't look deep enough. People are focused on this thing about that this man had a knee on his neck and he was murdered. So the answer to that to people is to burn down their own communities. Burn down your own community. Me being a logistically based person, I don't understand that. Burn down Target and Walmart. I'm gonna tell you like this: Target and Walmart. I don't know about Target, Walmart. Minorities like Walmart, so I don't even know what's going on there. But it just don't make any. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense logistically. It doesn't make any sense historically for me, and it defeats the purpose and the point that you're trying to convey. It doesn't even project that you're hurt and that you won't change. And it's actually disrespectful to history, which most people, America is a strange place to me because I'm well traveled, and America has the most diverse cultures. It's a melting pot of cultures, yet people don't really know their culture, nor their history. Why would you see a black man murdered and destroy multiple communities that you yourself, your family, and your people live in, as well as other minorities? Because let's focus on the bigger picture. This happened to a black man, but it happens to a lot of different minorities that police do this to, and not just police, white people in general do this to. So if you look at things historically, you disrespect things like in Tulsa, Oklahoma, what in the 1920s, I believe, being burned down, the Black Wall Street, and white people saying that black men were raping white women, so they destroy an entire black community. Or Rosewood, Florida, an entire black community being burned down by white people. Or things like in the early 20th century, like 1905, 1906, 1907, around that range, the Atlanta race riots, where white people were publicly put in newspapers falsely that black people were raping white women, so they destroyed different places of Atlanta, many areas of Atlanta. Yet now black people are destroying many areas of Atlanta, or like Colfax, Louisiana, where my family is from, in what, the 1900s, 1870 to 75, in that range, where blacks built a courthouse. And for building a courthouse and starting to build a community, they were gunned down and cannoned down. Like, think about that. You're getting shot with fucking cannons. Or North Carolina, where blacks were elected officials to vote. Whites didn't like it, so they claimed that this was against it was bad for white women for blacks to be in power, so they murdered hundreds and hundreds of black people. I just from a historical perspective, being a black man, I cannot grasp why whites throughout history have destroyed the communities of Africans, African Americans, Native Americans, and everything under the fucking sun. So we find that our solution to one of our own being murdered is to emulate history basically on our own. And instead of letting white people destroy it, we destroy it. That's just not the way to go about it. Cops. Not all fucking cops are bad. We can't sit here and say not all black people are bad, but all cops are bad. It just does not fucking work that way. I will say I'm black. I watch black people post twerking all the time, get money, and do the most ignorant shit you could possibly think of with money, have 5,500 fucking cars, 2022 fucking chains, never do anything for another black person, be ignorant as fuck, and portray the image that they expect of us. And then when some fucking racist person clearly acts upon the image we give them, we're upset. Maybe we need to change a lot of what the fuck we do. Maybe we need to help each other always, not in moments of crisis. Maybe we need to change our overall image and approach to things. I know some people would be like, man, Dom, you disrespecting the culture. Don't fucking tell me what the culture is. My grandma has done stuff with Huey P. Newton, who was also killed by a fucking black man. Malcolm X, who people believe was actually set up by a black man. She's done stuff with Stokely Carmichael, and for you motherfuckers who don't know history, he started the Black Power movement. J. Edgar fucking Hoover had the FBI run him out the country. She's done stuff with Willie Brown. She's built tons of shit in the black community. So don't tell me I don't know about the fucking culture. I'm studied up or on multiple fucking cultures, and I don't get it. We have to help each other always. It has to be thought out, well planned, well organized, systematic change. Overall, we have to change the perception that we give of our people. We have to help our people. We have to build with our people always. Like, it's interesting to me. If you see a lot of white people, you will see a white person get put on. Even Asians, not just white people, it'd be Asians, a lot of things. They will get put on. And then a bunch of motherfuckers that aren't put on, they will put on. So now instead of having one person put on, you have 5. And then these 5 will put on multiple people. Then you might have 15 put on, etc., etc. You will see black people. And who are they putting? Half the time, black people are fighting amongst each other. Go figure. And then we wonder why we're not progressing to real change. We have to change with them before we could change shit with these cops and everything. And as far as these cops, me saying not all is bad, just like I'm saying not all black people are bad, but some portray a bad image and do dumbass fucking shit, which makes it bad for the black people doing shit right. The cops, you got that job to protect and serve, right? That's what they say, to protect and to serve. Yet I'm watching the news, and during all this going on, they're not even trying to control crowds. I'm seeing black women stomped, black women kicked in the back. I'm seeing men being arrested and jump kicked and shit like that, like Ninja Turtles. I even throw in, I saw a video of a Mexican guy pulled over for tinted windows being punched through the window. And, and I seen protesters, water picket signs being destroyed by cops. I saw an NY officer throw up a white power sign, and also an NY. Not that it's any secret that New York is crazy as fuck. A police officer driving to a crowd trying to run everybody over. So it's not just about this man, is what I'm saying, people. It is not just about the moment. It is not just about today. It is not just about black people. This shit is older than myself and anybody watching this fucking video now, or when I put it on IGTV. It's before Emmett Till and everything else. For something this old that's been going on this long, you have to ask yourself, why has this been going on forever? That's what people aren't asking themselves. Why has this been going on forever? I will tell you, a long time black people were not fighting back. Then we got real leaders like P. Newton and everybody, Carmichael, ex-King. We fought back. There were some changes. Then we need more changes. My grandma once told me that the world is devoid of leaders, like when she was young. I want you guys to really think about that. The world is devoid of leaders. If we see what's going on right now, no black person, or the white people who also feel offended by this that's out there, or the other minorities, everybody that's out there that feels offended by this man being killed, nobody is leading. I've seen some forms of leadership, like Killer Mike giving a good speech and everything, and this video of a black guy talking to a 16-year-old, or these black guys protecting a cop, and all the other black people like, you're hating. No, they're not. That's just not the answer. Both sides are not the answer, but we really have to think about this. If we're gonna, you just can't ask people to change this way. Then I see some people saying this shit like, violence begets violence. Yes, it does. But I want you to know what else begets violence: doing fucking nothing. So that's a conundrum. If you do nothing, think about a bully in school. If you do nothing, they're always going to bully you. So if these cops are always doing this and we do nothing, then it's going to continuously happen as it has been. But there has to be a thought out, systematic, and progressive answer, not just with black people, with all minorities, and even all the white people who are against this shit. Because I will tell you like this, I've been helped by more white people than I ever fucking have black people. All white people ain't bad. It has to be a group of everyone that's against this, thinking of a systematic, progressive, and continuous plan to fight and change shit. That's what it has to be. And as far as cops go, not all are bad. You know, sociologists believe that close to 75% of the populace are followers, which means that when something bad is happening, they will do nothing. And these cops that aren't bad people but doing nothing, that makes you a bad person in that moment. You're as bad as the person doing it if you don't stop them. The cops that aren't bad cops, that would never do that shit, you got to stand up. You got to stop these people, the other cops that are. There has to be a plan for overall change, people. So everybody asking my thoughts on this shit over and over and over and over and over, it is very, very fucking wearing on me, to be quite honest, amongst many other things that I have to deal with right now. And then the next thing I'm going to be hearing people messaging me about is when this corona thing that half the people believe is a conspiracy, half the people don't. When it blows up again, everybody's going to say, what do you think of that, Angie? Blah, blah, blah. and all this. I don't think fucking shit of it, you know. So if it was up to me, the world would be like the Book of fucking Eli with Denzel goddamn Washington. But that's my thoughts. Let's come up with something that works, people. Let's come up with something that works. Study up on your people. Study up on your history, and maybe you will realize your own mistakes. The key to progression is looking within first. Realize your own mistakes as an individual and as a race, and then look at the mistakes that we're doing as a society, and from there we can formulate something to make these changes. But I do believe action needs to take place, and I do believe that we need to fight. That's what I gotta say about it. Another Robinson wisdom, of course. Leave your experiences, leave your thoughts below. You already know you can subscribe to my motherfucking YouTube. Find that phone Ninja 510, and where all these will be, you know. So that's my shit. Don't nobody ask me no more. Find it on the gram. I'm out this bitch.